My liege.
Welcome back, Knights, to Legends of the Round Table, the demo. If you saw my brief first look at this, then you know that this game is defined, at least so far that we've seen, by its art style. It's hand painted in medieval styles and, I guess scanned into the backgrounds, the characters, everything. It's definitely a unique, interesting look for this RPG. We just quickly skimmed the surface of the demo in the last playthrough, just kind of running back and forth as far as we could, talking to very few amount of people, and we did one quick duel. In this episode, I'm planning on actually playing the demo fairly in depth. This does look like it's a pretty robust RPG with lots of dialogue and character development. One last quick thing before we actually jump into it, I want to just call out that apparently, I just saw this game a couple days ago on an ad in Reddit, I believe, or I might have even seen it on a Facebook group, or both. This apparently has been out for 8 months or so, since May of 2025, this demo, and it has 35 very positive reviews. So I'm not going to get into the reviews right now, but the point of this is to say that this has actually been around for a while. It doesn't seem like it has too much traction, but it looks like it has a lot of effort put into this game. The art alone, the music, it seems like there's a lot of effort in here. So I'm curious to see that it has 59 reviews. It's been out for apparently almost a year. Yeah, so let's kind of dive in and see what this game actually is. Before we jump into the game, lords and ladies of the realm, a quick reminder that at Mr. Bunal Gaming, we are a new channel. We are trying to grow, and every subscription helps me out immensely. I appreciate it very much, so if you can, please hit subscribe. Thank you very much. A like or comment is also appreciated, so thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in here. We've already played for, 27 minutes. We played for about a half hour. Ooh. And it's pretty cool. We're going to stay at the night difficulty. I thought this was a super cool loading screen. You know what, actually, since this is really based in the art, I'm going to take my screen away for a while and let the art really show in the playthrough. Let's skip through this. We've seen this before. Oh, can we skip it now? I forget. Maybe we can't.
Actor, Kay, and Arthur arrived in London after a long journey. The herald goes to announce the second day of the tournament.
Uther High King, all this day is for you. Slain by Saxons, oh so brave and so true. Victors, you will pull the sword as your due. Man from all this land so wide, now do stand here side by side. Oh, what gallantry and pride! How the hardy men did shine by their valor and their ardor yesterday. But the boldest of them all, the King of Orkney, was the victor in the fray. Oh, the blood and agony, the fearful cries when ladies saw the helmets play. All eyes were on King Lot. He seized the sword in stone, but it refused to give. He will not have the throne, for it is worthiness, not strength, that must be shown.
Our knights respectfully salute the man dressed in Uther Pendragon's colours. Greetings, sires, and welcome to London, he exclaimed. It is a pleasure to see you at this... Sir Kay and Sir Ector must fight Sir Agwisen. King Lot of Orkney is powerful and fearsome, both on the battlefield and at court. He grips his... When High King Uther died, Merlin, and that is the reason for this tournament. Before our hero turns away, Elias says a knight is waiting for Sir Ector farther down the road.
Okay, let's quickly look around just at our screen here. So obviously we can switch between, or can we? Maybe we can't. I thought we could switch between our people. Maybe just not yet. Ooh, that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna dive back in here. We've already seen this. This is part of this is where we're gonna duel our friend. I'm gonna go ahead and drop back away. Let's enjoy this unique art style. Okay, knights, we're now at our first duel. We've already done this before, but this time I'm actually gonna kind of pay attention a little better. I'm gonna shrink back down and we're gonna enjoy the duel here now.
There are 4 main types of challenges in the game. Unopposed challenges, opposed challenges, margin-based opposed challenges, and finally, persuasion challenges, which we'll cover in a separate video. Unopposed challenges are the simplest. The difficulty is fixed and known in advance. For example, taming an animal. You attempt the challenge, compare your total to the difficulty. If you meet or exceed it, you succeed. In opposed challenges, the difficulty depends on the will of another character. A good example, a military strategy challenge. In this case, there are 2 roles. The initiator, who acts first, and the target, who responds afterward. The initiator plays their card without knowing the opponent's total, so you'll have to guess, and often it's safest to play your strongest card. Pro tip: to gauge an opponent's strength in combat, check their vocation level at the bottom of the screen. There are 12 levels in total. The higher it is, the harder the challenge will be. Margin-based opposed challenges work just like a regular opposed challenge. But this time, it's the difference between the 2 scores that matters. That margin determines things like how much damage is dealt in an attack challenge. As in most role-playing games, Legends of the Round Table uses challenges to resolve situations with uncertain outcomes. But unlike traditional RPGs, Legends of the Round Table uses a card system instead of dice to determine results. Your deck contains 14 different cards, numbered from 1 to 13, plus the Grail cards. Each card belongs to one of the 4 chivalric virtues: love, prowess, largesse, and loyalty. These virtues are also linked to the seasons of the year: spring, summer, autumn, and winter, respectively. Seasons mostly come into play when casting spells. Grail cards are special. Their value ranges from 14 to 24, but it's only revealed after the challenge is resolved, meaning you can't predict the outcome in advance. They also don't belong to any virtue, so you can't enhance them with inspiration points. For more on that, check the inspiration rules. The number of Grail cards in your deck can range from 0 to 4, depending on your group's cohesion. At the start of the game, the 13 cards are missing from your deck. To unlock them, you must have one of your knights sit on the Siege Perilous, the 13th seat at the round table. But beware, the seat is enchanted. When a knight dares to sit on it, they must face a very difficult challenge, and if they fail, they're consumed by a column of celestial fire. Also note, those powerful 13 cards will only appear in your deck when the Knight of the Siege Perilous is actually present. When one of your knights is attacked, and their defense score is lower than the attack score of their opponent, the hit location wheel appears in the top right corner of the screen. It shows which body part will be hit, and more importantly, by how much your defense failed. But don't lose hope. This wheel also holds special zones, the special defenses. The first appears at -7, the second at -20. If the wheel lands on one of these spots, you unlock a rare opportunity, a secondary defense challenge. If you succeed, you completely avoid the attack. There are 3 types of special defenses: dodge, for fighters on foot; mount, for mounted combatants. If it fails, the damage is dealt to your horse instead of your knight; bind, used in sword duels. It's the most powerful. Succeed, and you push your opponent back and throw them off balance. Sometimes, it's worth playing a low-value card on defense, or even spending virtue points to lower your score. Why? To land in one of these special zones and trigger a special defense.
Exhausted, the two friends decide to call it quits. At this rate, they won't last long, Ulfius laughs. Hector catches his breath, then thanks his friend for the fight. The old knight is in good condition, but in any case, Indeed, it is a great tournament, bustling with Ulfius does not much care for King Lot. He thinks the old warrior would certainly like to have a go at it. Kay and Hector could persuade the herald to give them a flattering introduction. On the other hand, adds old Ulfius with a laugh, he would... The knight holds back our heroes a moment. I saw a tearful young woman in London, Ulfius says. If you help her, she'll be delighted to choose one of you as her champion. There's no... When he hears this, Kay sneers. He does not need a lady to be brave.
Okay, knights, what do you think about that first duel? The cards are still a little bit murky for me. I mean, I get it, you know, the bigger the number, you know, that it's still a little bit murky, I think. You saw the tutorial. We can now, I figured out, we just learned how to take over as Arthur, so now we're Arthur. Let's go ahead and march through here.
Two knights play chess in the shelter. A knight with an impressive head of blonde hair notices our hero signaling. This man, dressed in azure and gold. Urien is King of Gore and King Lot's rival. I am married to the most fierce woman in all of Britain. Urien was delighted yesterday to see Lot fail to pull the sword. It is said that this sword just appeared one fine morning. The King of Gore pays...
Okay. Well, we want to go down here to Londinium. I mean, the animation's pretty cool, I'd say. Let's look at it a little bit closer. Let me look at this a little closer. It's definitely unique. It's vibrant. The horses look pretty cool.
Amazed, our knights pass the majestic gate to London, the largest town in all of Britain.
Okay, here is our crying lady.
Our hero spot a very young lady sobbing her heart out. The sleeves of her pretty blue dress have been torn
Her sleeves have been
off.
torn.
Hey, laughs at her. But are her eyes full of tears, she says, "Sire, I am so ashamed." It is the fault of her older sister, Carenza, who tore off her sleeves. She could not stand it when I made the teeniest critic. Neris and her sister, Carenza, have come with their father, Sir Thibaut of Tintagel, who is now resting from yesterday's duels. Young lady, she'll gladly accept Hector as her champion if he can find her precious. The young lady smiles. If Sir Hector could, she would be... The odious girl is only interested in Meliant, as if he were the best knight in the world, which is... All the knights are going crazy over... The damsel invites our hero to come and talk with her whenever he likes.
Okay, we need to find these sleeves. I've already tried this before. I don't think it does anything.
Our knight looks for the sleeves of the younger lady, and he finds them at the bottom of the pool. But they are in terrible condition.
Okay, well actually that worked. Transfer the items. Wait, so I don't... Okay, what's going on here?
What a lovely fountain in the middle of the square. The gentle... Neris, still sorrowful. At first, the damsel rejoices at the sight of her sleeves. The damsel invites our hero to come and talk. Neris, still sorrowful. The damsel invites...
What are these guys doing over here?
Two young people, a noble damsel and a... As if awakened from a dream, the damsel and the knight slowly greet our heroes. He is the happiest man on earth, he says, and his beloved is the ravishing Carenza. Furthermore, he cut in a voice full of admiration. The young woman declares that her sweetheart, Merlin, since meeting this brave and handsome knight, the young lady has... Carenza boasts of the strength and depth of her love for Merlin. Our hero sees it's hard to stop her once she gets started. The young lady is all too eager for Merlin to wit. Merlin thinks he has a good chance of pulling the sword from the stone. He is young. Carenza is a blessing. He would do anything. While Merlin mumbles goodbye to our hero, Gorenza has... Behind a stall selling rare and precious fabrics, the man first shows muslin and camlet, and then various silk. Basil is delighted to be selling his wares in London. The tournament... The merchant examines the 2 pieces of fabric with a vexed look. Hands on hips, the merchant hears our hero out before answering with his own arguments. The merchant works fast and well. He repairs the loop. Basil hopes are not... Neris, still sorrowful, the young girl wipes tears from her eyes. What joy the sight of actor laughs kindly. She's far too young to be his beloved. Yet the damsel invites our hero to come. Now smiling, Neris gestures energetically to our hero. The damsel invites...
Well, our first mission is done. We've found the sleeves and got them cleaned. Now let's go up to the tournament. I think we're going to fight someone, maybe.
Elias waits for our knight's signal to announce the next battle. Aguisance and Merlin also stand ready to face off against Hector and...
Okay, here we go. We're going to start our duel.
Emphatically and poetically, the herald proclaims how Aguisance has accomplished such fine feats thanks to his ardor and daring.
Okay, let's go ahead and shut down my camera right now.
Whose strength
I'll be back in a little bit. I'll be back after the duel.
Then it is Hector and Kay's turn. Though Elias praises the experience of the first and the ardor of the second, our knights feel he could have presented them better. Now, let the duel begin. Alas, Arthur lost Kay's sword. Kay spitefully accuses his brother of being a bad squire. It's impossible for him to fight without his trusted sword. So now, here he is, stuck on the sidelines. Fortunately, Orpheus arrives to fight alongside Hector.
Arthur forgot his sword? What the F? Sir Ector inflicted a major wound, -5, on Sir Merlin of Lys's head. Head wound. And his lance shattered into pieces. Uh-oh.
A knight's standard of living is determined by the number of opulence points they possess. There are 4 levels: poor, modest, wealthy, and extravagant. A knight's lifestyle directly affects the number of squires and servants at their disposal, as well as the quality of their mount and equipment. Opulence points are gained primarily by marrying into wealth, or by ransoming other knights. On the other hand, you'll lose opulence points if your knight is ransomed by someone else. But life is unpredictable. Your opulence can rise or fall depending on what happens during your adventures. For example, if your manor is raided by Saxons during a solo quest, or if your peasants rise up in revolt, your fortune may quickly vanish.
We don't need to do this, but we're gonna do it.
Graceful and precise, our knights fought with fabulous power and speed. How beautiful to see such a duel. Spectators were awed to watch young knights defeated by two older warriors. Elias proclaims Orpheus and Hector victorious. Kay will have one last chance to shine. The next tournament will pit Kay and Baldwin against Orion and Brastus. But for now, those who have just fought should go and rest. Kay, red with rage, orders his brother to find him a sword, and fast. Feeling ashamed, Arthur only has himself to rely on.
Okay, Knights, well, we just got done with our joust, our first tournament. I think I'm getting a hang of the battle system. It's not, well, it's still a little bit strange, but it's not that bad. It's just adding in a card. Again, I haven't really used card games before, so it's a little bit new and a little bit strange to me. But now we're actually Arthur, and it's kind of all coming back to me, the whole King Arthur legend. Is this where something interesting is going to happen? Let's find out. Can we go... Let's look at the book. This is an interesting... Okay, let's see. Find the sword. Ask the crowd where to find the sword. Okay, yeah. I think this is gonna... Whoa. There we go.
Seeing our knight return, Orion gestures distractedly at him. Orion snorts mockingly. Losing your nice sword. Ha! Now, the king of...
They're all gonna be hating on me.
A king with emaciated, almost razor-sharp features.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, like, yeah, they're not even gonna talk to us because we're squire. Okay, yeah, we can't go any farther here. Is this the lake, though? Or the sea, I guess. Ooh, look at Weeping Willow. The art's interesting, for sure. It's interesting. Okay, let's go back. Actually, maybe she'll tell me.
The triumphant damsel leaps for joy. Hector really put up a good fight. His Carenza must be at her beloved's bedside, tending his wound. Neris opens her eyes wide. The damsel invites our hero to come and talk. Elias is delighted to see our hero again. Elias replies dryly that a good squire would never... Seeing him head off, Elias asks that he's available if our... An elderly knight greets our... Dressed in gules and silver crosses, Baldwin is very sorry for him. After a few words of encouragement, he tells Arthur that there is...
Old man outside the city. Let's see. Where is my old man?
Two guards block the path.
Let's go all the way back to where we started, I guess.
Beyond the palisade on the outskirts of London, a moor grows full of wild weeds, and the ancient Roman road runs through it.
Interesting, okay. Ooh, a new path.
This oak tree's boughs reach high into the sky. The broad trunk has a solid wooden door. Someone lives here.
And there's like runes.
Arthur knocks, and the door opens.
Is Merlin?
The inside of the oak tree looks more like a nest than a home. There are natural elements all around. An old, sickly-looking man with a humped back. Welcome to my esprit-moi, young squire, says the old man in a... Linerm sighs and replies plaintively that his back hurts so... The old man smiles and says, "It's an extremely precious tube." Linerm will help Arthur, provided the young man can find him some mandrake root. He also warns our hero, the mandrake will howl and curse the person who pulls it out of the ground. This plant has human-shaped roots and is male or female. It is born from the seed of the hanged. It is used... Arthur says goodbye, but when the old man says, Arthur repeats.
Okay. I thought that was Merlin. I guess not. Okay, now we need to find Mandrake. Can you like go down here? Let's see. What the heck?
The dog pays no attention to our hero, so busy is he scratching and clawing. The dog pays no attention to...
There we go. That's Mandrake right there, I think.
This rope will be perfect. Using the rope, Arthur approaches the dog, who starts to growl.
Okay, so we need...
With firm, stern words, Arthur coaxes the dog into letting him approach. Our hero slips the rope around its neck, he whistles, and the dog runs off at full speed, pulling out the magic plant. Arthur retrieves the mandrake that has... Linerm nods to Arthur as the Esprimoire door closes. The old man is delighted. To thank our hero, he gives him a grimoire and a purse full of pebbles. Use the inscription inside to enchant the purse. With a wink, he adds that there is indeed a sword along the way, beyond the 2 guards posted in front of the stone enclosure inside London.
In Legends of the Round Table, there are 2 types of magic: general magic and quest magic. General magic can be cast almost any time. It represents Merlin's influence, or that of other magical forces, watching over Arthur and his knights. This type of magic mostly affects your cards, and only rarely alters the real world. Quest magic, on the other hand, is tied to specific adventures. Since your knights aren't sorcerers, they can only cast these spells with the help of a magician or a magical creature they meet during their journey. These spells can only be used at specific moments, and they're often crucial to completing the adventure. To craft a spell, click on the grimoire button in the lower part of your screen. This will open the spellcrafting interface. From there, select the spell you wish to create. Each spell requires a specific combination of cards. To figure it out, you'll need to solve the spell's formula riddle. Each card in your deck is tied to a chivalric virtue, and each virtue is linked to a season. Love is spring, prowess is summer, largesse is autumn, and loyalty is winter. In addition, each card represents a plant from the Celtic calendar, with its Latin name shown at the bottom. Once the spell is crafted, it will appear in your inventory, under the Magic tab. To cast a spell, simply click on any that isn't grayed out. And if you find yourself in a tight spot during combat, don't forget to create a spell. Not only might it help you at that very moment, but the cards you used to create it will be replaced, potentially with better ones. Keep in mind, you can only store 1 copy of each spell in your inventory, and you can't open the grimoire during a challenge. So don't wait until the last minute. Craft your spells as soon as you have the right combination of cards.
When Arthur casts the spell the old man gave him, the purse begins to gleam. And inside, the plain old pebbles have turned into precious gems.
Whoa. Okay.
Linerm nods to Arthur as the Esprit Noir door. Arthur says goodbye.
Okay. That's to buy off the front door guys, right? The guards. Front door guys. So what we did, he gave us a bag of pebbles, and then he also gave us the magic spell to make it look like gems. And now we're gonna go to the guards, give them the fake gems to gain entry into the city.
The two guards stop our hero again. He may not pass. Guards open their eyes wide and pounce on the purse. Consumed with greed, they are too busy fighting over how to divide. Among the silence and the cold, a sword rises up from a stone. Is that not the prize for the tournament?
Okay, I'm gonna shrink my camera again for the last little bit of this demo.
Now I see the sword there gleaming, and I silent and trembling approach the rock to seize the sword. Oh, what rare and
What have you done? Cries an angry voice to the terrified Arthur. Get out of here, you beardless squire. Do you think you are the next High King? Lot mocks Arthur, shoving him out of the way. He, one of the top knights, just cannot bring himself to give up. He yanks on the hilt of the sword, but it will not budge an inch. Drawn to the scene, a crowd gathers. Observed by so many knights, Lot finally gives in. People look on in amazement. Arthur approaches the sword.
now they see the sword there gleaming, the crowd all silent and trembling. With wonderment in all they gaze, for Lot is so virulent. Arthur cries a voice so old, the day has come just as foretold. Now take the sword, for you are the one. You are Uther and I grandson. By my own hand, you are the true heir. So does Merlin then declare.
Well, Knights, that does it for this demo.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Well, Knights, that is going to do it for us on this episode of the demo for Legends of the Round Table. This is an interesting game, if you ask me. I'm kind of confused by it. If we look on Steam, it was released, I think, almost a year ago, in May of last year. It has 59 reviews, which isn't really that much after a year, especially for something that looks like it has this much detail packed into it. I mean, not only just talking about the artwork that apparently is all hand painted and drawn, not also to mention the medieval music. I assume was made for this, or I don't know where they got the music from actually. But it has a music track. It has voice acting. It has seems like a fully robust story system and inventory system and gameplay system. It's a fully in-depth RPG, it looks like, at least so far. To be honest, when I first started playing, I was a little hesitant around the card-based system, and I had read some of the reviews on Steam, and while it's overall very positive there are a few nitpicks in those reviews that I was concerned about, and that's around the guesswork of some of the challenges. After this hour and a half or so of play, I gotta tell you, I'm enjoying the gameplay fairly well. I don't think there's any major hiccups from my POV yet. I guess caveating that right now I'm looking at what looks to be a major battle that we have not even tried, so maybe that would change my mind here. Overall, what I see is a game that looks to have a lot of love and care put into it that I'm not sure how many people have really noticed. I wonder how much the art style has to do with either its success or potential lack of success. I feel like it's extremely unique and interesting, but I can see how some of those might be a little bit strange for some people. Also, the card aspect, I think that might put some people off at first. Looking at this screen right now, I kind of want to just keep going. So that is a big thumbs up for me on this demo, Legends of the Round Table. I'm not a huge medieval fan, medieval England, King Arthur. I don't know much about it, but this is intriguing to me. Especially looking at all these knights with their different, there's a jaguar, there's a hand, lion, a dog, ram, you know? So I don't know, I think this is pretty cool. Let me know in the comments, are you going to try this game out? I did put the link in the description, so if you do want to try it, give it a try. It's a demo, might as well. You know, why not? Also, if you've made it this far in the video and you did enjoy this video, then please do consider liking and subscribing to my channel, Mr. Bunal Gaming. I'm a new channel, I'm trying to grow, and this is the kind of content that I'm putting out. So if you've been enjoying this and other videos I've made, then please do support my channel. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Well, until next time, knights, lords, and ladies, I will see you in the castle.